Hey everyone, hello. Welcome back to Magnolias. We are all ready to create a whole new set of floral designs for you today. I'm Amy.
I'm Kate, and I'm going to drop some links for you today. Welcome to DIY Weekend Part 2.
Our backdrop is all ready to add some freshly designed arrangements to it. We have a lineup of things this section that will include wreaths, drop-ins, mini centerpieces, table swags, and vertical door swags. It's going to be a lot of fun to run through the items at this point in the game. We're going to recap a couple of things for you. Thank you for coming back if you joined us this morning as well. The sale continues February 1st and 2nd, 15% off all stems, which includes the things in the kits, and we have bows on sale as well as containers and ribbon. So that's been a lot of fun. We have some fun extras for you as well. I didn't mention earlier, we have Silk Renew, which is my recommendation of silk flower cleaner. It's $14.50 for a can. A can will last you potentially several years, as it does at my house, but you can spray all your silks and your dries with this cleaner that is alcohol based. It does not coat or attract dust to it when you use it on your silk or dried stems, and it's my recommendation, something I've sold for over 20 years and truly believe is the best silk floral cleaning product on the market. We also sell the best silk foam on the market, which is $5 a brick. Extra fine, very dense, my preference. Most kits will include the foam if needed. It will include the wire if needed, but the moss is always optional. So we do have different kinds of moss for sale, both sheet moss and gray sphagnum moss, as well as dyed green sphagnum moss. So a few extras for you if that helps your design efforts come together more smoothly. That's what it's there for. Our designs today are going to include a lot of fun things, including one little fun seasonal item for you. We're going to make up first a cute little arrangement with 4-leaf clovers.
Hello, everyone. Kim's back. Christine, Vicky, hello. Ruth, she said, back you come. Tracy, hello.
Hi, everybody.
We are
Thanks for joining.
pulling your orders right now, actually. We have Riley and Taylin pulling orders, so that way we can get ahead of it. We don't normally pull orders on Saturday because there's a lot of orders today, so thank you if you've already placed a spring order. We are excited to get those ready to go for you and get ahead of it, you know?
We'll be shipping right out the door Monday very quickly. And our St. Patty's ribbon is included in our sale this weekend. If you want to grab some, we have 3 different styles for you. The Lucky St. Pat's ribbon, the traditional little stripe with the hats and clovers, and the metallic clover ribbon. We've used it to make a couple different bows. Pre-made bows are for sale. This little guy is going to be included in our next kit.
So
He's
cute.
the baby bow, and then I have this large style, and I should be making some other styles for you over this weekend.
Yeah, we really haven't done much St. Patty's Day, but it's always fun.
It's time to get after it, but we do have this style.
I love this ribbon. This is my favorite.
Well, I'll make that one up next.
So cute.
So that's an example of some of the ribbon. We have hundreds of types of ribbon, all of them in 10-yard put up and all on sale at 15% off today. So you'll be sure to get a great deal despite the selection that I'm showing in the kits. All of the ribbon is on sale.
Yes, ribbon bolts and bows. All right, so we have a very easy one for you. Do you have your foam and moss with you?
I have this.
Okay.
And does the moss come with it?
Maybe
I think the moss is sold extra.
Okay.
The moss is extra.
We'll snap a quick photo. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Got it.
So each of our kits, we lay out our components in advance and make sure that you're seeing the component lineup in the product. Just to make sure everybody understands these are kits. You are doing the job at home of putting it together at my instruction. When these kits arrive to your home, you can reference the video again. Just find the timestamp that Kate has already added to our first section's videos. So the timestamp helps you find it in the description. The product
the video description.
Title matchup.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
This is the Lucky Clover Centerpiece Kit. The regular price of this kit is only $43. What a great deal. It does come with the small gray bark container. Little baby one, restocked, very cute. It comes with a full block of floral foam. It comes with the Lucky Clover bush and the mini St. Patty's bow.
We're going to start out easy today.
Optional add-ons are a bag of moss and some bendy vine. Both of those options are linked in the kit description.
Oh, yeah, thank you for saying bendy vine.
Yeah.
That is important, and that means there should be somewhere over there a sample of bendy vine. Yes, let me show that before I forget about it. Does everybody know what bendy vine is? Hopefully so. Recently we restocked my favorite product that we call bendy vine. This wrapped twig product has multi-strands in a bundle for around 20 bucks. Brown green combo. I love it because it adds interest, texture, and it also becomes a technical item to help your designs come together more easily. We're going to use a little piece in the end here on this design. So let's get to it. The full brick of foam will not be used. You'll be using part, about half, maybe a little bit under half today. I just cut a chunk with my kitchen knife, and you can either remove this plastic lining if you want to or leave it intact. I don't love it, but it is there in case you wanted to use these containers for any kind of water holding floral arrangements. We're just going to take our little chunk of foam, dab a glob of glue on the bottom, and glue it into our container pretty simply. The extra foam you have left for other projects, there's always other projects, right?
There is.
Okay, and this is not a challenging design. Like I said, the first one will be the easy one. This is the only 4-leaf clover we found this year to bring to you. It's a plastic 4-leaf clover that has a fun, pretty deep green, nice full look to it. So nothing too challenging here. We're simply going to glue or not glue, but insert it into the center of your foam. I used that piece of foam on its side. I'm going to push it down in there so it looks pretty plant-like, and I don't see any of the stem exposed. It looks like it's growing up out of that pot. And then after I pressed it in, I'm going to add a little bit of gray foam. You could add, or gray moss. You could add green sheet moss, the dark green sphagnum moss, or this gray sphagnum moss. This kind of goes with the container, I figure, so that's why I'm going to use the gray. I just pulled off a clover. And I tuck it in after I place the bush so that I'm not pressing the moss in as I try to put that little plant into the foam. Sometimes it just gets in the way, so we're going to twist it around there after the fact. Easy peasy. And then our cute little bow here is going to have a lightweight, light gauge of wire, so it doesn't have a strong wired stem to poke easily into the foam, but you can just take a little scrap of something. This is a scrap of a plastic stem, and twist it around to make a small stake for your bow and insert it that way. That might make it easy for you to get it to go down in there without fighting with the wire. And we're going to just insert that into the foam and press it all the way down on top of the foam like so, which turns out pretty cute. There we go. Now for interest, this is where the bendy vine comes in. You know, this kind of product can just create that little extra something something. These do have sturdier stems when you cut them apart, and I am just saying if you buy one of these and you use it individually, as I do in many of these designs, just a piece or two here and there, it lasts a long time. But there are different lengths of strands. There's short ones and there's 5-foot long ones in this bundle. So it could last you a long time and provide lots of little fun details as you go along making your designs. I'm just going to dip in glue and insert the cut end of my bendy vine and give it a couple of loops here. The idea is if you do buy this, it's sold optionally because of course we have to sell that whole chunk and you only need a little bit for this look. But we're using it in several other designs today, in our drop-ins, for instance. I just realized we didn't make any drop-ins in this morning segment.
No, we didn't.
They're all in the afternoon segment.
Well, we have a few for this segment.
So it just will wrap and loosely twist around itself, or you can secure it in place by using more wire or what we call greening pins. Where did I put those guys? I've misplaced my green pins. Oh, here we go.
They were in the box there, yeah.
This kind of thing. If you see these at the in your craft shops, I'm sure you have. They're sold in probably small packages. You can use those with a little dot of glue to secure your loops of bendy vine in place. I'm just going right across the bow and everything and adding a couple of windy little pieces, which are fun to play with and add a little twiggy interest.
We've actually sold a few of these kits already. We haven't even talked about it yet.
Well, the kits they have been there for about 48 hours for your pre-viewing, so I know a lot of you have already placed your orders for kits, and these instructions,
just today.
Yeah. These instructions will help you design them when you get them at home. Just pull the video back up and find the timestamp in the description. You'll be able to know which section of the video to go back to. So that's kind of how you use Bendivine. You just play with it and pull through some loops and give it a little bit of fun texture. And that completes this super easy starting design. We don't want you to get stressed out. We got to start out easy for you.
Sharon says, make a wish.
That's right. He's a cute little guy.
It is
so
very
this
cute.
Bark pot is one of our containers on sale. And we have this one in 3 sizes. This is the smallest of the 3 sizes. Very fun piece to use.
Cute.
Okay.
He's going to go right back here.
We're going to start decorating.
Filling in our display behind Mom with the done pieces. You're doing the wreath next?
We'll do another easy one.
Wreath? Okay.
We're going to work up to some. Or would you like me to do the drop-in?
That's fine.
Okay. This wreath is the tea leaf Columbine wreath. Yep, it's got a bird bow suggested.
Yes, I did update the quantity, so we're good.
I will get to it. Make sure I make more bows tonight. This is a fun combination.
I don't think you're going to have the energy.
You are, by request, getting the best Columbine. Oh my goodness, guys, look how gorgeous this Columbine is.
Yes, this is a really incredible one.
We're going to get a photo and go through this lineup.
Yes. Okay. Cheese 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thank you. That way you guys can see the components laid out. So this is the tea leaf and Columbine wreath kit. This kit is a regular price of $127. It's on sale today and tomorrow, February 1st and 2nd. This kit is built on the tea leaf wreath. Really cool, very solid wreath with a grapevine back. Or is that an angel vine?
Angel vine.
Angel vine back. So outdoor safe wreath. Very, very dense and fluffy. Great greenery in that. And we are going to go in with 2 of the Fiona willow sprays. Very pretty, airy, bendy stem with little leaves on it. It's a bit of a brighter green. And then we're going to go in with 2 blue columbines.
We actually have 3.
Oh, it does say 3.
Good.
I'm just blind.
Make
3 blue columbines. And then optional, you can purchase one of our pre-tied bows, make a bow at home, whatever you'd like. Optional is the Lucky Bird bow. Do you need one? Do you have it?
I do need one. I'm not sure
stole
if
it.
we have used them elsewhere. So the thing about angel vine wreaths that I've mentioned before, if you watched any of my tutorials, is that this provides all kinds of places to insert stems without even having to glue. We are going to glue anyway because I'm going to complete this wreath. And you're going to be able to see that as I insert a stem, the density of the angel vine, it just slides right in there. So if you were to not glue, you can see it's secure and it stays put, and it's just going into the dense angel vine material. So if you're just using this inside and it's not getting bumped or moved around a lot, it would be perfectly fine. Maybe we should just avoid gluing and show you how it works. It'd be perfectly fine just inserting these stems right into the angel vine base.
And then when we're done, we'll get some measurements of what you have there, because they were wondering if it would fit between a front door and like a glass door.
This will be too deep to go between 2 doors. The wreath itself and the structure and how it's made, I know that from experience, most people have 3.5 and sometimes 4.5, but generally just 3.5 inches of space between your interior door and your full view glass door, and everything on the surface of this wreath will be smashed. The wreath itself takes up all the space. If you only use the wreath, I think it would fit. So we're just going to lay the angel vine in the twig on top of this wreath in a little bit of a spiraling fashion. Does this help you kind of, one's sweeping this way, the other one's sweeping this way. You have to work and curve the branches because of course it's going to come to you straight. This one's already been kind of pre-designed and photographed. And you're laying it in there. If you choose to wire it, you could, but if you kind of wiggle it down in there, I really think it probably would stay just fine. And then also the insertions of the rest of the flowers or the bow can help hold things down also. Here, I've just sort of tucked that bigger branch down between the plastic tea leaf structure. So it's an easy design, and it's meant to be pretty natural. In fact, if you don't glue, you could easily pull these stems out and change them to a fall look later or a patriotic look later. Wouldn't hurt. Now we're going to follow our shape, our spiral, and we also followed the direction of the wreath itself. I hope you noticed that too. We have 3 columbines, so it's kind of up to interpretation how you'd like to place them. You might want to like lay them out and visualize. I like the idea of sort of sweeping it into a crescent shape like that. So I'm going to work mine off of more asymmetrically off of one side and not make it balanced. Let's let one of them drape out the bottom a little bit. These have been cut off perhaps 4 or 5 inches, not very much. We're going to insert this little stem here. I leave enough length that when it's just being pushed in and not glued, that you've got quite a bit inside the wreath holding it, rather than just a little bit. I feel like this one came out the back. It did. No worries. If it comes out the back, you can just take that piece, bend it, and tuck it back behind the wires. So all the tricks today, everybody. Hopefully you're feeling super creative, and by the time you get your fun kits, this video will just be ready waiting for you to start your design. So now we've got a design sweeping around. Let's move this one off over here. If I want him to end up like so, then I need to back up and scooch that stem in back here. Let's see if I can keep that one within the wreath itself. There we go. The columbine likes to drape, so we're just working with the inclination of the columbine anyway. And then the last stem looks like the base of it needs to go in about where the branch did as well. It sweeps nicely around the wreath. So then this one, you could disassemble this later and reuse your tea leaf wreath in a different way. Whoops, I popped a little leaf off. So the whole thing goes together pretty easily, nothing challenging. We'll work our way up to challenging. Here I'm just popping back on a little leaf that came off with the dotted glue. I always keep my glue pan handy. It comes in very handy as you're designing to have glue hot and ready to use. This bow is your optional item. So without a bow, we have a pretty natural looking piece and could be perfectly fine just left natural. Just a sweep of columbine across that dark green really helps it stand out, doesn't it? So if you place the bow, I actually don't remember where I placed it before for the photo.
You put it off to the side.
Over in the empty spot?
Side, like this.
Oh, okay. We'll do that again. So this is the bow that I designed to go with it. You could, of course, buy any of this ribbon individually. The periwinkle blue is perfect for the color of the columbine. We also have beautiful blue and white ribbon that would look gorgeous with this. I can take my wire and go completely over the top of the entire wreath here and bring it around behind. Then you'll just have to shape your tails.
Karen just got this kit for my mountain home door along with other pretty ribbon and other stems to redo my upper porch pot, or outdoor pot look.
It's going to be beautiful.
If I remember right, Karen, that house has a very large back patio. Is that right? I remember you posted a photo last summer. Yeah, it was incredible.
Well, Karen's talented. Karen can get these jobs done, can't you, Karen? She's done harder. So this is a beautiful ribbon combination. I love the fact that the print ties all these colors together. I'm just sort of shaping it quick with my fingers. You know, it's all wired, so it should shape easily for you. Pretty forgiving. And the bows are pre-tied, but your ribbon, whether it's bow form or just on the bolt, is on sale for our weekend event. There you go. So if your wreath needs a hanger, you can fasten one with some extra wire on the back, but you can also, because of the density of it, just hook it on an over-the-door hanger or press it onto a nail. It will stay pretty easily. Nice. And that is the easy peasy wreath that we just designed.
So this was the tea leaf and columbine wreath kit. It was $127. It's on sale today, February 1st and 2nd for $107. So you can purchase that kit. And make sure you grab the bow if you want it. In the kit's description, it's linked listed and linked.
There you go.
You may not want a bow, or maybe you want a different style of bow.
There is a lot of different ribbon options, and I should have grabbed some bolts of ribbon before our segment, but there's a beautiful blue and white vine that would also look great. Oh, it looks good with your background.
Yeah, well, it looks pretty with the lantern is really nice.
The lantern is needing a little swag on it.
Well, we'll get there. We'll have some fun things. Okay, we're going to do a coordinating drop-in next. I'll get this prepped for Mom. For Amy, sorry. I don't know if you knew this, but that's my mom. And I'm going to keep saying Mom, and I can't help it.
She can't help herself. If you're confused, hopefully that clears it up.
Why are you calling your boss Mom?
Because that's the duo combo we got going on here.
All right. This is a pretty simple one. Do you have the vase? Did you not grab the vase that went with it?
Well, I have this vase. I don't really remember.
The tall, skinny one? Nope. You had it in this one. Photographed. I guess you can design it,
lots
show
of
it in multiple
vases.
ways. All vases are 15% off today and tomorrow, by the way.
Quick overview. Yes, we carry many beautiful vases, lots of different heights, colors, textures, styles, and all 15% off right now. I think this is going to fit nicely in either one of these, but sometimes it helps if you're going to select a vase at home to just design it in the vase.
For the photo, do you want to just grab a stem or two and move the vase to the side? Just for the photo here. Ready? There we go. Thank you.
So all of these stems are coordinating with the Columbine that we just did.
Okay, so this drop-in is called the Take Flight Drop-In Kit. It was a regular price of $73. It's on sale today and tomorrow for $62. In this kit, you are going to get 2 of the best-selling, ultra-popular Snow on the Mountain stems. Very, very popular stems. We sell thousands. You get a Fiona Willow spray. Beautiful piece again. You get a Wild Queen Anne's lace spray. Good texture. You get a blue Columbine spray. 3 blue lilacs. The leaves on these are incredible. A grand summer butterfly. And some floral wire.
And the wire comes to you in a little bundle. It's 20 gauge wire, 5 pieces, really inexpensive, so we include it with lots of our kits. You may end up with extra, but no worries. You will always use it.
The optional add-ons listed in the kit's description, listed and linked, is some bendy vine and the vase that it's photographed with, which is the Sam stoneware vase.
And is that this one?
Correct.
This is the one it's photographed with? Okay, then we best be using that. Okay, this is a great lineup, and this bendy vine, you might not want me to cut this one, I'm not sure.
Not really.
We
do have a lot, we just restocked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I could start with would be the item we have more of here, the 3 lilacs. So I chose 3 lilacs because it's going to give us some balance. These look like they're sweeping over. They're going to come straight, of course, and these stems were not cut. This is the full length of the stem. If you're working at home on a design for a specific vase, I think it helps to do your vase as you go, using it as you go. This one happens to be pretty tall, so it's also dropping in there. We're going to have to lift it and hang on to it. One thing that is going to make this reinforce and hold together would be a little piece of wire at the end. So I'm going to grab a wire and have it ready. I don't want to take my bundle apart that I showed you. But one thing I like to do is prep my wire, which I should have done first, with a little tape over it. Makes the wire tacky. So I'm going to hold my tape at an angle, pulling it taut to activate the stickiness. And with a pinch at the top, I am rolling my wire into my tape. Believe me, this is an item that, a technique that becomes easier with practice. And most people feel like they need to take the tape and wrap it around the wire, but I actually roll the wire into the tape, which gives you less tape coverage, or less tape usage to get the coverage, and creates that nice tight wrap. So that's why. Now we've got the 3 stems, number 1. We can add our branch, number 2. It looks like everything's just going to be dropping in there till we get enough support. So let's put our Queen Anne's lace in there. You see how we've got some nice sections here. There's 5 different pieces. So if you want to separate those and fan them away from each other and drop them in the center. I'm going to work it into the twig a little bit so that the Queen Anne's lace and the twig share the center, if that helps you visualize. And the lilacs need to go around in a balanced way. Person almost just needs to hang on to these stems as we design because they're dropping in. And this is a little high for you. So the next step, I'm going to use my two Snow on the Mountain. This will keep things from falling in there. This has itself 5 sections. Nice chunk of leaves. This is all the length we have on this stem. It's a little shorty stem. So we're going to let that sit down at the bottom of the design because it will base it out and give it some balance in the vase there. It's not tall anyway. Then we're going to have our Columbine and our butterfly. Probably doesn't matter which one goes in first. The Columbine, there's a single, so it's going to more or less go down the center and flop both directions. And the butterfly also down the center. And that is all of the components for this piece. We can arrange it and shape it a little bit better after we get our wire on. One trick about wiring, you can see clearly where the neck of the vase is, and my hand is resting on the neck of the vase. I want to get the wire in place, but I don't want to compress my stems any tighter. I want them to stay full and open. So if my wire goes right at the top edge of the vase, it could compress my design a little bit more than I'm holding it. So I'm going to just lift and drop it down at least an inch from the top edge of my vase to ensure that I don't create a tighter bundle than I want to see. So I'm going to give it a couple of wraps, use my pliers, and tighten it. You can see how the tackiness of the wire with the tape on it is beneficial because it's not sliding on these slick stems. It'll stay put right where I've got it there. I'm going to drop it down, give it another wrap to double it up as an extra assurance. We do like to make sure when things leave our studio, we have them wired well and that they're traveling to you and being shaped without coming apart in any way. One thing we also like to do is make sure we clean up this look cosmetically, and you can see my stems are not touching the bottom, so they're dropping in there quite a bit. Your optional bendy vine can be used to help balance your stems in a vase, help wedge and take up space in a vase, add interest and texture in a design, just like we did earlier with the Clover. But if I just give it a little loop-de-loop here and leave these stems kind of loose, when you put them in your vase, it becomes kind of a ligature, and it adds some stability, some support, and some balance around the neck of the vase here, and will keep your stems from flopping around. Also can be an interesting addition to dress up a simple vase and give you a more rustic look if that's your style, just by kind of playing with your vines a little bit and creating some interest with them. Look how much flair that added just by giving one loop of vine to this design. So then once you're happy with the placement of everything, you can go back in and shape it. This is a loose design, it's not super full. I didn't want to go crazy with the expense on some of these drop-ins and keep them lower cost, but you know, they're a good starting point. You can expand on it. If you love the Columbine and you want 3 Columbine, buy a couple extra stems. You could also add in some white daisies or some orchids would be pretty. We will have tulips coming soon. You could add those back in later. All kinds of things could be added to this design and use it as a jumping off point because it's nice and open, loose and gardeny.
Beautiful.
There
Love
we
it.
go.
Take Flight kit looks great.
That is what we've got
Ruth
going
definitely
on.
likes watching the kits being put together. Just the photo doesn't do it for me, she says. Well, luckily you got 6 hours worth today.
We have plenty of time to share ideas today.
Give us the lowdown on your pliers again.
Okay. The pliers that I like to use are side cutters from Channel Lock. This is a Channel Lock brand side cutters. These are considered lineman's tools. and they're heavy duty. I like the length of this handle for good leverage when cutting big stems. And this one has a number on it. Maybe
Can you
Kate
read it?
can read the number.
Yeah, 338.
338 channel lock. This is made in Germany. It's called Knipex, K-N-I-P-E-X. Knipex, German tools. This one has the flat nose, and I love that because you got a combo of a side cutters and a flat nose. This one says 03-180, and that's a shorter one. There's multiple lengths and sizes. I like that size for my hand.
Okay.
Okay.
I will snap a quick photo here. Thank you.
Next in the lineup.
Next in the lineup, I think Kayla was running out of names because she called this the Blooming Kate Centerpiece.
She was scrounging for names.
So this Blooming Kate Centerpiece kit, regular price is $68. It is $10 off today and tomorrow. So grab that deal while you can. This kit is going to be built with a floral foam block, a lavender pansy, and a purple pansy, the UV protected leather bush,
That little guy.
UV protected button fern bush, salmon poppy bush, brown and white resin pot, and my favorite, lily of the valley.
I feel like that's a terracotta pot.
Don't know, it says resin.
Does it? I think you should change that because it clearly is not resin.
Okay.
It's stone-like.
Optional add-on that is linked in the description is a green sheet moss.
Oh, thank you. Okay, we have that. So the green sheet moss, if you choose to purchase it, is $9.50 for a packet. Which reminds me, can you make sure the store had that 9 pieces for us? And
Okay.
the sheet moss, really all you need is about that much to cover the top, but your package there has a couple of sheets.
Wanted to answer a quick question from Julie because I get this question a lot. Great question. She said, if I place several small orders, can they all get shipped together? Do you have to request it or will you just do it? We are coming out with a new system where it should be easier for us to combine orders. But your shipping cost is based on order value, so there would be no changes to how much you are charged for shipping. Sometimes I get that question too. But we will try to combine them so that way you get them in one package and not a bunch of deliveries from your lovely UPS driver. I'm sure he would appreciate, or she would appreciate, one big box rather than a bunch of small ones. So yes, we will try to combine them with our new shipping software. Depends on which software they use this week. So, yeah.
Exactly. I'm just going to press this in here because this is going all the way to the bottom and I know it's not going to be coming out. This Lily of the Valley is plastic. I found in all my years of looking at realistic types of flowers that Lily of the Valley does look most realistic when it's made of plastic. The little bells themselves don't translate well in fabric, so that is why. Okay, this is a nice full little plant. We're just going to fill this pot up with different combinations of stems left in clusters, kind of like they're growing that way. I'm going to put this poppy. The bush itself has so much detail. I love the little buds and the shape of everything. Super cute. You can glue if you want to.
I love that color. It's very
The
unique.
coral is fun this year. We have a lot of fun coral things. All of our collections haven't been completely built and our accessories come in. We do create, in the end, 4 or 5 different collections in our store.
Yeah, we've only launched one.
That's right. With color
that's
groups
okay.
and themes, they have coordinating pillows and throws and runners. So we're just looking to get all of those components in and finish our looks.
Little by little, I think everyone was excited that we prioritized this DIY weekend.
Over the store displays.
Yes,
We are going
I
to make
think
sure you
so.
get all these fun ideas to your home so you can start your designs while I circle back and walk at my store and my designs there. Here we are. So today we're working over at the warehouse where we have expanded and can ship out thousands of stems a week. And you're enjoying our new selection, it looks like, by the volume of stems we've been getting orders for, and bushes and containers.
We've had to
and-
buy some bigger boxes.
Have we?
The orders going out keep getting bigger and bigger. And so the sizes of boxes that we bring in from Uline keep getting bigger and bigger.
Ah, that's the key. Okay, I did cut that stem, so I am going to use a little glue to make sure that goes right where I need it to go. Pansies have very thick stems, so they do tend to almost give you a problem pressing them into the foam. I mean, if it gives you a problem, make a cut in advance and twist your knife in there, because that is a thick stem and it does not like to slide into that foam. There we go. We'll put a purple one on one side and a lavender one on the other side, and notice I just put the little fern bushes one on each side also. You can alternate them like they're growing, like little plants, rather than trying to cut them apart or blend them. I just kind of leave it looking like it's two separate plants. I just pulled part of my fern off. There we go. A little wild.
It happens.
And we're going to pre-cut a spot on the other side too. Steak knives come in handy for your designing.
They do.
The point of a tip of a steak knife is just perfect, and it cuts foam just right too, rather than a butter knife. Just something handy that I've learned over the years. Cut that off, dipped it in a little glue, found my pre-made hole. There, that's easier. So this little guy could benefit from some bendy vine loops also. If you wanted to loop a couple loops around there, you can. I know we didn't photograph it that way, so I'll just stop right here and leave it with you at that. But it's a segmented, sort of like a dish garden or a little blooming plant is what it's looking like, and it's done just simply and easily, just like that. Very fun.
Cute.
I think it's all about that poppy. That's my favorite in there right now.
Love it. Yeah, the color
Love that
combo is
poppy.
really fun.
Exactly. Okay, everybody. Well,
Very
let's keep
fun.
going.
Yeah, we're going to do a garland next. Let's switch this over here.
Okay.
We're going to do a nice garland, kind of keeping with this purpley tone. Clear your space. Take your bendy vine. This. You had these on there. And these. This should not be too hard. This is a very good beginner level design. So you should be able to recreate this with so much ease. You're going to be so proud of yourself.
We are high hopes for you all right there. With all
Yes.
these instructions, you can do it. I'm going to put a little tape on my
Can do
wire
it.
by rolling my wire into my tape, twisting, 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 while holding the tape at an angle, slight angle, taut, and covers my wire. I get a couple of those done in advance because we're going to be wiring a few points on this garland to hold things together.
Hi, Twyla. She said, beautiful bouquet. I have a question. How do you decorate your homes in January and February? How do you do yours, Mom?
Well, I was just thinking it's time to get going on that. I like white, and here in Nebraska, a lot of people are probably just now thinking about putting away their pine, their wintry pine, if you left that out. Switching gears, it's gloomy, so you want coziness. I use lots of lights, lighted garlands, lighted lamps, lighted candles, but I'm using white and green right now, and then I ease into color later on. So I'm hoping to show my home for spring.
I have Christmas up until the end of January. I don't touch a thing. And now I've started bringing up my everyday greens and some softer spring things. And then outside, I have Valentine's.
Ah, that's
So
right.
I put Valentine's
The
picks and Valentine's bows on my winter
into your winter. Well,
Yes.
that works slick. We actually did that at the store.
Yeah.
We decorated our Christmas tree for Valentine's.
Yeah. All right, 1, 2, 3. Photo for the product description
We
there.
I didn't have this up, sorry.
Oh, one more time?
Yeah, I was hiding it.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
So all these photos show you the layout of the kit, and that way there's not any misunderstanding that this is coming to you in pieces, and you get to put it together.
Correct.
So I'm going to share how. We do have a really nice base garland, though. It makes it easy.
This is the Clematis Garland kit. Regular price is $107. It's on sale today, February 1st and 2nd, for only $91. This kit includes the mixed fern eucalyptus garland. This is the friend that we used, the Wreath, earlier today in the first segment, so this is a garland version. We're going to use the lavender clematis garland. It's a very pretty soft purple color with deep purple centers. We had this one last year as well. We really like to use it. Lightly wired, good leaves, outdoor safe. Then we're going to use 2 of the green party hydrangea sprays. I love these. They look like they're just blooming, have some seeding to them. Looks like we cut them short, and we're going to shape those up. And we also have 2 white spirea sprays.
Right.
The spirea is very bendy. Also comes in pink. We're using the white today, but pink could be fun if you wanted to switch out the white
Pink
color.
would also be pretty. It's a very pale pink, and it looks like it would go well.
And it also comes with a floral wire bundle.
Okay, the floral wire, you'll need maybe 2 pieces of the 5 pieces of wire that come in the bundle, but it's inexpensive, so we just included it so that you're sure to have what you need. Basically, we're just going to stack these items and then circle back and put some wire over the top. So on the bottom, we want our garland first. Let me turn this horizontally. And one significant trick about the garland is these garlands are always orientated one direction. They're put together and they're sweeping with one motion. Everything is shaped that way when it comes out of the package, which is fine, but we're often trying to make something that looks kind of centered on our fireplace. So one of the tricks is you'll have a nice end over here where all the tips end at the one end of the garland, but the starting point always has this, or sometimes it has a loop, and it's never attractive. So my trick with these really nice wired pieces is just to flip the end and bend it backwards to create a tip. Do you see how we did that there? Just bent the raw end down. I'm not going to cut it. And by doing that, popped up some of the ferns and some of that eucalyptus, and then you'll have to shape a bit of this backwards in order to create a little bit more symmetry from one end to the other. This garland has real twigs in it, so some things are going to bend, but the real twigs will not. You'll see them. You just have to not snap those little guys off, but it does add some interesting texture. And then just like earlier this morning, when you start your garland design, shape it open, move some of these leaves left and right for balance, because what we want to do is lay the clematis into the center of this eucalyptus. Do you see how I'm shaping that left and right? That way we can start stacking. We need to run some wire across everything, and the best way to do that is to get your center point exposed so that your wire can go right down the middle and you're not taping or wiring over top of any of these leaves. So we're getting them out of the way. There we go. This is going to take a little bit of time to get all your wires in place, so I'm going to mostly get it wired. I probably won't do all of the detail wiring that I normally would. So these stems came quite long. I've cut off at least 10 inches of the stem, and it's all directional upwards, of course. So in order to stretch it and make it look like it's taking up more space, I can take these bottom pieces, and they're wired nicely. I can bend them backwards. It's a plastic stem. It's not going to fall apart when I do this. So do you see how we've taken an upright stem and truly stretched it to be about 30 inches long? And that is why we only need 2 of these. So one of them is going to pop off the end over there. You just want to lay them out and get them balanced so that you don't start in on one end and start working and then not come out balanced on the other end. So just eyeball it, lay it in place, and wire it one time. Here we've got our cut stem, pulled 2 pieces backwards, stretched it out about 30 inches, and now I can see by centering this how we're going to come out looking pretty balanced and covering the full width of our garland. Let's lay the hydrangeas on next and then our clematis last. The hydrangeas, same thing, you can kind of fan those open and stretch a couple of the blooms backwards. This isn't going to take up quite as much space, but you really don't need it all the way to the tip anyway. We're going to center it. There we go. And notice too, I'm putting the 2 cut ends together this way so that we have a pretty balanced design going on. Left to right, I'll hold it up and show you so you can see the placement of these, the 2 hydrangeas. It's going to be balanced enough to run down the center of a table or balance nicely on your fireplace. We're just trying to create symmetry. This is already a perfectly even piece, just the right length for our 5-foot garland. Because the flowers and the leaves are so short, this is why I'm placing it on last. The other items, you can see how it nestles right down in here. If I laid the other items on top of this, I wouldn't be able to pull it up and through. But the other pieces have enough stem length to them that they won't be hidden by the clematis. I can lift them up and pull them out so that they show. So that is all that's to the component lineup. Now it's just a matter of securing it. There we go. And I'm making sure that my vine and my stems are all stacking nice and snug. So when I go to put my wire on, everything's properly lined up for me here. Looks great. Now the trick with all the cut ends of the hydrangea and the white spirea is that you're going to want to make sure you get wires over those cut ends. So it doesn't really matter where you start. I usually just get some wires going, and then I check the back of my design to see that I don't have anything sticking out, falling out. Your wire, to economize the use of your wire and not waste it, I usually just start in on one end of the wire, bend it over as minimally as possible, twist it down, trim it off, and then take my remaining and move down the way. So you can just work out from the center or down from one side. I'm not going to catch any of my long wingy spirea pieces. I like the volume when I do these garlands. I know when Jane designs garlands, she makes them really tall, have lots of length to them. If you lay this down a table and you place some candlesticks in it, it looks amazing to have this extra height popping up around your candlesticks. And if you use it on your fireplace, same thing. Candlesticks or accessories, or here coming into spring, place some little bunnies in the midst of this garland would be super cute. Okay, I am crossing my wire over top of all the stems.
This is so pretty.
It's nice and full.
This would be cute over my arched mirror.
Oh, yes.
Because the garland I usually put there, I actually put on my entryway table.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, now I just realized as I tighten this wire that I've got to undo it because I missed the back of the background. I missed a stem at the back of the stack, so get it all in there.
You do have a lot stacking up there.
And I won't put as many wires on here as I normally would, just for the sake of speed. Let me stop here on this end, throw a couple on the other end, and show you what I would then check and how I would shape it. So I'm going to flip it around and put a couple over here.
It takes a little bit.
It does.
What's nice is if you wire it nicely, though, you can enjoy this piece for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm. You can get it all together one time. We did have a friend suggest we could use zip ties. You certainly may use zip ties. At our store with our designers in the studio, I have them use wires because it's the most professional look for us to send out to you in finished design. And zip ties do the job. They certainly do, potentially quickly and easily for you. So then on the back, you can check and see when you're missing things, because here's a couple of loose stems. And I want to get my wire on the end of that little guy, just to ensure that as I flex the garland, there's no pieces winging out behind there. So that's a good spot to wire. The last little touch would be the shaping. And when you're shaping your garland, the best way to make it look blended is just pull some of the pieces up from behind and lift them into the center, crossing them over and bringing them back together so that it doesn't look like stacked components, so that it looks more blended. That means the fern and the eucalyptus segments at the background will benefit from being lifted back into the center, and your design will look more blended. Here you can see what I'm doing, pulling those ferns back up to the middle.
How fun. Ruth said it would be fun if you took these design kits and decorated with them, like trays, mantles, etc., so we can see them in use.
Oh, good idea, Ruth.
I love that idea.
Ruth's
if there's any
always
left
thinking.
on Monday, that's what we can do.
Sure, I could.
That would be a good use of our Monday. Because I'm sure you're not going to want to design.
Monday
You've
is
tapped out all the ideas.
normally the live design day. So
Uh-huh.
here you can see how nice and full if you pull it all back in together. And down here it's still kind of spanned open. So that's the idea, folks. You can do this at home. It would require maybe 3 or 4 locations of wire and maybe another 5 minutes of shaping, and I'd be happy with this look. But we're going to keep moving on today so that you have the benefit of lots of ideas and lots of kits to design.
Yes. We're going to keep moving. We're almost an hour in. So we'll keep rocking and rolling here. Clean her little station.
Clean, clean.
This poor thing. I mean, at least it's not Christmas, because the Christmas DIY weekend, oh my gosh.
That's the most messy.
Glitter everywhere. Okay, laying out the next kit here for you. That way you're all ready to go. This one's really cute. Mom and I, funny, this kit, I was laying out design ideas, and then she usually puts them together, finishes them off, and then Kayla puts them in the system. Well, we both laid out this kit.
we both picked the same steps.
Without knowing that each other was doing this. We both did this, which is really funny. So you know it's good when we both had the same.
It was comical.
Same
well,
idea.
we're inspired by the bunny and the eggs.
Okay. Alrighty. We ready?
We are.
This is the Bunny Drop-In Kit. Regular price is $73. On sale February 1st and 2nd for only $62.
Okay.
This kit does include the mini bamboo leaf spray. Great stem. 2 lavender campanula.
Campanula.
A pittosporum leaf spray. A lavender sweet pea spray. The Hopper Easter Bunny pick. And a full basket Easter Bunny egg spray.
So cute.
Optional items listed and linked in the kit description is the hanging basket, some bendy vine, and an egg hunt bow. Where's that at?
Probably in this basket.
Okay.
She'll find me the bow.
Well, it's not photographed with it, so I actually have no idea which that one is, but I will find it.
Well, it has eggs.
Okay.
There's eggs. You'll know. Also to note, this is a sweet pea that's called lavender, but it truly, to me, is more pink.
Yeah.
So it's a pinky lavender color.
Also, you wouldn't have to do this in a hanging basket. You could do it in any old vase.
You could drop it in a vase. That's true.
Yeah.
And it would work just perfectly fine. But the basket holds it nicely, and we do love this basket. It's one of our faves. Okay, let's start stacking our components just in our hand here. I'm not going to worry about designing them in the wall basket because I would need to hang this on the wall, which won't work very well today, but the pittosporum is pretty tall, so that's chunky and becomes a good background. That's probably the egg hunt bow. And it is one of the nicest pittosporums that I've seen in a while. I love how the print on it just looks super realistic, although we laugh because real pit, as you call it, in the industry, smells bad. Doesn't smell good.
Smells like pits?
Well, it just smells very strong. I don't know. Not pleasant. Not pleasant. So we can stagger the campanula. We can use the bamboo leaf in there for background and texture. And of course, you want to end up at the front with your bunny and the eggs. Here's our sweet pea. This stem got cut off a little bit, whereas these others are all the original length. These are not tall stems, but the sweet pea has nice wire to it, so once that's in place, you can always bend that one around and help it show if it gets hidden. And then the egg spray deliberately has these little floppy eggs, so you're going to get that in there and it's going to want to pop around, and that's just what it's going to do. But I did keep it pretty low in the design, and then you tuck your little bunny in there. He is super cute and entertaining with his little bow, plushy face. Incidentally, we have 2 sizes of bunny. This is the small. There is a larger for bigger designs. And I hope you had your wire ready to go, because now you would want to get your wire in place. Wire up your stems. Keep that wire below the height of the basket. And do a couple of wraps here and use my pliers to tighten that up so nothing spins out of its connection. I know that if my wire is taped as this one is, I put some floral tape over it, it's tacky and sticky and that these stems won't spin in the wire band. I drop it a little bit and make one more wrap just to ensure that the stems don't spiral away from each other. Get rid of that excess. And then our fun little bendy vine, which is an option. You know, if you bought a strand of bendy vine, that multi-strand bunch is worth having. You can just keep working at it and use it up over the course of, I don't know, a full year. There's quite a bit in there. So these little pieces can help balance, or in this case, wire into our basket. The little loose ends that I have knotted on here can quickly grab through the handle to tie it in place and keep it from flopping around. So I've dropped it down. Is it touching the bottom of the basket? Sometimes it gets hooked on the way down. Let me see. No, get in there. So get that down to the bottom of the basket, and you can use the bendy vine to twist it in place to stabilize it. And it also becomes interesting accent at the front. It's always a little something something when you add the bendy vine. You can pull it down, you can pull it up and spiral it into the design for a twig-like effect. But I did add, as a suggestion, the egg hunt bow. This is the egg hunt bow. Isn't that fun? It's a mixed combo of an egg print, yellow, a tiny mini print, a fun tweed, and I have these all ready to go for you if you'd like to grab one of those. They're on sale today too. Or the individual bolts of ribbon are on sale. So a bolt like this might be only $12.50 regular price. Nice wired edge, 1.5 inches, to put up 10 yards on a roll. No matter what ribbon you get, usually 10 yards is what we are selling it, the put up. So this little guy would just need to nestle underneath your bunny face and your eggs and drape across the basket. Depends if you're a bow person or not. But we have made a lot of extra bows for you, or you just grab that ribbon, whichever works out for you the best. Okay. Take a look and see what you think. There we go. Another fun option. This one's maybe on the larger side, depending what you decide to do, but colors are good. If you're putting it in a different, larger wall basket, maybe this is a better shape and size. This is the Pretty Pastel Bow, regular price $15.50. Also very Eastery colors. We're going to put this in a porch pot later today. And there you have it.
Beautiful. Absolutely adorable.
Cute stuff. Great ribbon this year.
I have another hanger right here. I'll set them right down here.
Okay.
And then Karen wondered about the butterflies. We do have an orange one coming, but right now we only have the blue. But we don't know when the orange one's going to be here. We're waiting.
Anytime, but it has not arrived this week.
Well, I don't know if it's shipped yet, so we'll have to see.
We will call on Monday. Don't let me forget.
We're going to harass them.
We need our tulips, and we need
our tulips?
We need our tulips, and we need our butterflies.
Yeah.
But we have to wait for the order because there's hundreds. Don't worry, there'll be enough for everybody when they show up.
Oh yeah. Okay, we're gonna do a vertical swag next. Very excited. Vertical swags have been a big trend item.
Well, they're easy to do and lots of different places to use them. So that is why. Here is our full lineup.
Got it.
And
Perfect.
the bow for this one is going to be,
I was just going to see if
the egg hunt bow also is an option.
Included or it's optional?
It's optional.
Okay, you ready?
I am.
This is the Vertical Tulip and Cherry Blossom Swag Kit. Regular price is only $77. On sale February 1st and 2nd for $65.
Okay.
This kit includes, where's the Winslow Seeded Berry Spray.
The Winslow Seeded Berry Spray.
Let me click on it. Oh, that is the tulip drop thing.
Wow,
I'm going to
should
rename
say-
that. Yeah. I'm going to rename that. So that's the Winslow. An Asparagus Fern Hanging Spray. Very cool, airy, kind of a flocked feeling on it. Beautiful fern. We're going to use 2 of the Pink Day Quince Blossom Sprays. Beautiful cherry blossom style.
but actually quince blossom.
And 2 of the pink Queen Anne's lace sprays. Love these. Beautiful in wedding work too. You
Right.
also are going to get a bundle of floral wire in this kit, a bundle of 5 20-gauge wire floral wires. Optional add-on is the egg hunt bow. We'll show you that with and without, or maybe you want to tie a different bow at home. All of our ribbon bolts are on sale, 15% off today and tomorrow, so take advantage of that.
I'm going to wrap a wire quickly with some floral tape. I'm just rolling, trying to show you the front direction. I'm twisting, rolling, and taping my wire. After this day of multiple repeating myself on that idea, I hope all of you give it a go. I'm trying to be helpful and show you how to do that little floral trick there that does take some practice. So the tulip spray itself is really unique in that this is how it comes designed from the vendor. It has a natural touch tulip. When you feel that tulip, it's soft and pliable, a silicone plastic type material that makes it look and feel realistic. It has silicone type leaves, fabric leaves, plastic little seed berries, and the taped stem. So I think if you use this outside, it would be okay. The taped stem is tacky and doesn't seem like it's going to be hurt if it gets exposed to weather. So we're going to grab the top or the bottom 2 tulip pieces and make them the top by twisting them around and providing 2 redirected tulips upwards. There's also this little plastic twig in here. We can pop a couple of those back up, and the seeded branch. Got to use a little firm push to bend these back up. These are heavy gauge wires in here. This stem is pretty substantial, so let's see if we can bend it. It's usually better to loop these around versus cutting them off, because the cut requires some cosmetics to cover up the raw ends of the wire. If you simply just make a bend, it will be out of your way without creating a mess of cut edges. That's why. Okay, so now we've kind of got a background started here. Hopefully that makes sense. And our beautiful fern is going to trail out quite long. So we have way too much stem length here. I'm going to wiggle it in and try to let the center point of this long frond run down the middle. I'm weaving it behind. I want it to be draping out what appears to be kind of the back. Do you see how I just sort of tucked it back behind there so that it's at the back? And then these 2 pieces are going to fall along the outside edges. And the extra stem length, we just need to cut that off. And I'm cutting it short enough that it's cut below the loop. This is just a plastic stem. Nothing's going to happen if that stem gets cut shorter, meaning it's not going to unwind or unravel or look bad as long as it's down there behind our tulip head, so you can't really see it. Then we've got our cherry blossoms. We need to stagger those. They're actually quince blossoms, but I always just want to call them cherry blossoms. That's what they look like to me. This stem has some wired component to it. It will kind of fan out, but the way it's constructed, it is a little bit resistant there. So we're going to let that extend below our tulip, and it does need to get popped in behind there a little bit, just so it's becoming part of the background. So I'm just wiggling it along the stems, and I'm lifting a little of my fern so I'm not blocking the fern. I'm getting it tucked down in there. Okay. We'll also have a little extra stem length on that one. You can cut all your stems at the end too. Doesn't really make too much difference. And then this cherry blossom is going to stagger and not be the same length as number 1. We need to get it a little shorter. Looks like it wants to sort of curve that way. We're going to let it curve that way and lay it up next to the, over top the first one. Again, I'm lifting my fern, make sure I'm not covering my fern, and it's getting blended as we go. And then the last thing to blend in is our Queen Anne's lace. These stems have been cut. We want one to stagger a little bit longer. You really do need to wiggle this stem in there, almost like threading it in might be our best bet. There we go. get that in place. Now notice this one has a little bend to it. It's because if I let it be straight, they all kind of pile up down here in a cluster. So you can give the appearance of a shorter one without cutting it off by just giving it a spiral around your finger, and it shortens the head. So it also allows you to sort of position it a little bit better. So that set of 3 Queen Anne's pieces there, and then up here I'm going to pull, I think I'm going to just lay one backwards so I have one going upward, and position the rest of these so that our Queen Anne's lace is staggering, and cut off some extra stem length here.
Vanda maybe found a new favorite.
Well, the cherry blossoms are fun. So I hope you have your wire ready to go, because we're going to need to put a couple wires in place to hold the whole works. And as you know, we stack it once and wire over the top of it all. So I can thread my wire through to the back here. We're going to need to make a hanger. And you're going to need to select a bow. Maybe you can show a couple of these bows while I'm wiring my hanger. There's a huge selection online, all on sale. I say huge because it's quite a few for me.
Well, you make all of them. This is the egg hunt bow, regular price of $14. This is the suggested one. We also have this one that I think is cute. With it, the pretty pastel bow, regular price of $15. I like the glitter center. If you wanted something a bit more corally, this one is the first day of spring bow, regular price of $12. We used that one in a little swag. That swag that it was used in is selling like crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You could make it more Valentine's-y with a Valentine's bow. This is the Dazzling Hearts. Isn't that cute? Dazzling Hearts bow. Do a little Valentine's style with it. Maybe a pink Valentine's. My heart beats for you. That pink glitter center is so cute. That one is $13. What else do we have over here? We have a lot.
I brought a lot of the bows up so that we could show them all.
My Endless Love, $15. That one's really pretty. I like the white.
Well, the beauty of having a couple bows is grab a Valentine's Day one right now and grab an Easter for later. It's perfect for Valentine's Day colorway.
You Melt My Heart bow. Love that combo. My gosh. It's like 5 kinds of ribbon in that one. So there's some options for you.
Exactly. Whatever you choose, it looks like the bow. Oops, here's this little extra piece of fern. The bow just needs to go right up in this naked spot, right in the middle there.
You probably want to
right in here.
put one on it.
So we can put one on it. So if you want to go with the egg, I'm going to try the little Valentine's bow. I'm kind of partial to this one myself. We've maybe not photographed it with, I don't know.
I don't think it's photographed with a bow.
Here is
it is photographed with the egg hunt
Is
bow.
it with the egg hunt? This is the My Heart Beats for You bow. And it will go kind of right behind. I did wire a loop in the back, if you can see that here. Just took 2 wires and formed a little circle. You always want to think about what it's going to hang on. If it's just going on a tiny nail, the circle doesn't need to be big, but most people are using over-the-door hangers, and that does need some extra size to fit on that type of hook. So I'm just going to pull these 2 wires back here loosely so you get a nice look, and you would then spend a few minutes running your tails through properly and making sure that you're integrating. I just think the bows always look better if they're a little bit woven and not just floating on the surface. That's my personal opinion. But of course it's your design, so whatever looks good to you is what you should do. And all of these ribbons are wired. The highest quality that we love to use is what we pass on to you. So you'll have a nice quality ribbon to work with and to shape. Okay, let's take a look and see what you think here.
Very
nice
fun.
And trailing.
Oh my gosh, I love that with the Valentine's bow.
Might even be
so you can make it Valentine's
perfect.
to Easter. That's perfect.
So it's going to be over 36 inches with the bulk of the design maybe about 26 to 30. And all that trailing fern just adds a little visual length to it. So there you have it.
Wow.
Works out perfectly with that Valentine's bow.
Yeah, it really
This would be your
does.
other option here to change it up for Easter.
So cute. Awesome. Well, we're going to do one last Eastery one. And
Okay.
then we're going to transition back into outdoor land is what we're going to do next. So we'll get set up. We're going to do a swag next. By we, I mean Mom. Mom's going to make you a swag. This one's going to be really, really simple. And we're going to feature it in this optional egg, open egg. And I'll get a photo here quick.
So this is optional and this is optional.
Yeah, so probably just the stuff in the middle is what I want to see. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thank you. Okay, let's list them.
Okay. This is a fun piece.
Oh, it's so gloomy out. We need some sunshine.
No sun today.
No sun. This is going to be the chocolate egg swag kit. This kit is a regular price of $43. On sale today and tomorrow for $36. It includes the mini bamboo leaf spray. Very nice stem. 2 of the vintage chocolate egg sprays. A Real Touch bush hanging sedum vine. Blush, not bush. Real Touch blush sedum hanging vine.
Blush,
and
blush.
some floral wire. Optional add-on, 20 gauge bundle of 5 floral wire. Optional add-on is our wrap twig bendy vine. You really only need to buy 1 stem, and you'll have enough for all of your DIY projects, which is why we put it optional.
It's another color option for you. It's kind of a straw color. It comes in multi-length in one shank for around $20.
And we are designing this to go in the pink open egg frame, which is also an optional add-on. Maybe you don't want the egg, maybe you already have the egg, so it is listed as a separate
Something
optional item.
different. But we'll show you how cute that is in that egg, or it also would be cute on a tray. So this is the full length of the Easter egg spray. It's not a long piece. It is a paper wrap stem, so this is best use indoors. The eggs are kind of like a plastic coated, probably foam base inside there with a metallic accent. Really fun. These have been popular, and you'll find online a coordinating garland and a coordinating candle ring if that's for you. We're going to put those end to end and create this nice tapered swag that's balanced both directions. In order for that to be balanced with one stem here of the mini bamboo leaf, we just need to take the bottom sections of the bamboo leaf and bend that backwards to also create a more balanced background. Let's just lay that out and show you, and we can cut this off because it's just a plastic stem. So we're going to lose about that much of the stem there. And this will become the background. This is an easy one. The wire that you're getting is 20 gauge wire, so it's very easy to tape the wire if you choose to. You don't have to, but you can put a little tape over the top of some wire by rolling your roll your wire into your tape, and I'm pulling my tape nice and taut while I roll my wire into it, and that activates and stretches the tape to coat and cover the wire and make it nice and tacky. And that way, when we put our stems all together, it will give you a nice finish. This little sedum stem comes with a short base, but you can see how it sort of spiders out, so I'm obligated to put the stem one direction. Just pick a direction, doesn't matter, but flow the strands both ways. And it fills the center in nicely while having a really cool texture and color. So basically, you're just going to wire it together with a little bit of wire. And you could actually use the bendy vine, because it is wrapped wire, to secure it as another option. If you don't need a hanger fastened at the back of this, and for my display purposes I don't, you could just use that bendy vine to make everything stick together. I'm going to wire it in a couple spots just because I feel like it is more secure if I do that. There we go. Easy. Not much to this one. We have to throw a few easy ones in there for you. And our bendy vine is a optional thing because it really doesn't need to be part of this design, But if you prefer sort of a more rustic finish, this little wrap twig will help you with that. You can just cut a chunk or two and pull them through. You're just adding some loops. I'm just twisting it together, and now that I've got a loose end here, you can secure it to something. Just give it a loop, twist it around a stem, or in this case part of a egg spray piece, and it adds just a little something something. Might be the look you're after. It's a fun product to play with, and you can use it to secure bendy vines, or the bendy vine can secure multiple stems together for drop-ins too. So for this look, it just sort of adds a little interest to our design. You can put more in if you want to, and I'm using it as centerpiece. If you want to run this down a table, it is a different sort of Easter centerpiece, don't you think? Very simple and quick and easy to do. Look at that.
Ruth is loving that. That is just really fun.
It also looks great on a tray. If you were to use it as a tray design, I kept a tray handy for this purpose.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The whole thing looks great on a tray where you could then add more Easter eggs or an Easter bunny.
You could also just
set it that way.
I also wonder if that would work as a lantern topper, Mom.
We could give it a try.
I don't know
Can
if
we pull
that
this one out
lantern's
of there?
big enough. Yeah, you can. It'd be cute because the color of that lantern matches some of those eggs.
That's true. Kind of the minty color.
So cute. And what an easy gift idea, too, so you can make
Wire
a
it.
gift for someone. Little May Day basket, an Easter basket. Oh,
I think
yeah,
if you
I like
wired
that.
it on there, you'd probably need 2 wires to secure it to the structure, but that would be cute. Or it's bendable. If I give it a bend, we can get it to wrap around there.
Ruth
just
said,
like
yep,
that.
with a bunny. Oh, I have a bunny. I have a bunny right here. I think this is the last pink bunny, so you could
Oh,
do
really?
a bunny in the lantern. See
And then
if
put
this
that
one
on top. Will
fits.
he go in? He does. This is the last lantern. Somebody's going to grab this today, and then they'll be all gone.
That's cute.
There you go.
That is very, very cute.
It actually could just drape right
What a
down
fun little
the open
idea.
doorway. Okay, so you've got a versatile little swag there, and because it's a wired piece, you can curve and bend it if you need to.
Brenda asked if it will fit on the letters. It will.
Oh, the door letters? Yes. Oh, got moss
Would
on my
it
nose.
work? Will it work with the green terrarium? Yes, I think so, and I actually have it right
The
here.
green terrarium, it would actually be able to run through the terrarium, and that terrarium is fully loaded
We have a
with
little
stuff.
extra time, so let's look. I'll grab this out of the way, and we can take some of that stuff out.
This is the terrarium you're speaking of. I designed this a couple of days ago with these spirea stems and 1 egg spray, but if you do the full out design that we just made, whoops, here's the coordinating candle ring if you need it.
Little Easter egg candle ring. Cute little thing.
And this would be the perfect fit inside. Good call, Ruth. You're
That is
thinking.
beautiful. I was thinking you could also put it on top if you wanted to.
You could put it on top.
And then the gold bunnies would be really nice with it. So drop
Mix
a
your
bunny or
metallics.
2 in there. You could also raise one up on a little pedestal back here. It'd be really cute. Very fun. 360. Put a bow on top, like... Is this one too bright? It's a little bright.
I don't know. I don't mind it. It's a lot of bow, but it works. Maybe
like
we need to make
bows.
some small bows.
We do need to maybe...
I'm not sure how much time I'll have for bows, but
all
that's a thought.
the sizes. So yeah, you can kind of customize it a little bit. But that is a fun idea.
Very
I think
good.
what we'll do is we'll put it back on the tall lantern for our fireplace here, and then we're going to do a porch pot next.
Okay.
So let's attach this. I'll close this up. We will attach this back to this little lantern and set it down. Cute. What do we think of that? Sweet. Love that design. Oh, wow. Perfect. Yeah, Rosalie, that was a good idea with the terrarium. And yes, it'll fit on the letters. It is not outdoor safe though, that swag.
Right. You're going to want to keep that in
The
mind.
next item we do is though, by the way, Silk Renew had sold out online. You guys bought quite a bit this morning. They just restocked it for us.
Very good. Okay.
So it's on sale. Spray your silk flowers.
Now it's back. Okay.
Now it's back. Okay, we're going to do a porch pot next. And this is just a green porch pot. So we're going to give you an everyday style to enjoy that you can customize with some summery elements. And who was it that said they were going to do mossy greens and orange for Easter?
Okay.
Such a cute idea. I think
I like
if we
it.
could find an Easter egg pick, that would just make this in very fun and Eastery. Is this included?
This is included.
Okay.
Yeah, this little moss ball goes with it.
So let me grab a photo quick. Right here. Got it. Just take a bunch. And
All
then
the things. We're getting all
run
that
over
photography
here.
for you.
Okay. This is the Mossy Fern Bark Porch Pot Kit. This kit is a regular price of $117. On sale today, February 1st and 2nd for $99. So
Okay.
under $100 for a porch pot. You're going to get 2 blocks of floral foam.
Oh, okay. We need 2.
You're going to get the large gray bark container.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get the deep forest fern spray. That one, I think, yeah. The natural Nandina spray. The More Moss lichen branch. This one's fun. Bendy, very stiff, so it'll hold its shape nicely, and it'll help your items in there stand up against wind. We're also going to use the More Moss vine orb
This guy.
in this porch pot. An Athens pothos bush. Beautiful. A Greenville curly grass.
This guy.
That's a new one. And a large featherfew bush.
This one here.
Very nice new one. Optional add-on is some green sheet moss and some bendy vine if you'd like it.
Okay.
Listed and linked in the kit's description.
Exactly. Here's some sheet moss. This is what it looks like. $9.50 a package, or any kind of moss can be used. You also have the option of taking the liner out of the basket if you want to. I don't love the plastic liner. The basket does have holes in the structure, but I feel like the gray foam inside the gray basket is not a big deal. So what I would do first is pre-measure where you want to cut. I want my foam to maybe be an inch below the top edge of the pot. So kind of marked it. I'm going to cut them both off, and you're going to have a little bit of extra foam for a small project. Don't throw it. Good stuff. And we also are going to use a little pan glue to glue both of these bricks together. I just want to stick them together side by side. And then once glued together, we're going to glue them to the bottom of the pot.
Fern said, I've been watching all day and I've heard my name spoken so much. Because we have a lot of ferns, Fern.
That's why. Okay, there you get the idea. We've filled it nicely. It doesn't have to be solid, just enough to grab all of our stems and give a surface for everything to insert into. Now, if you're going to put your moss on, I think I'd put the moss on about now. I like green sheet moss. This is one thing that if you use green sheet moss, and with this orb, these would be fadeable. If you put this outside, it would be a possibility and very likely that these things will fade in sunlight. This mossy orb is a faux moss and a natural moss combined. I don't know if you can tell. 2 kinds of moss, real moss and artificial moss. So I just suspect they could fade. But she's calling it a porch pot, so maybe it's a protected porch pot is more or less what you want to do. So we're going to insert this a little bit later. Let's start with this big twig. So we're going to build our pot front to back, and you can see we did the foam this way, the long way. So if we call this the back of our planter, does that look good? Make sure you like all your sides. This full length has not been cut yet. Let me see if I can get this to form a hole. And then we're going to pull it up and add a little glue. Mostly I do this out of habit because if we're shipping things to you completely designed, stems like this are at risk of being jostled about, so we always use glue to make sure our products, when they're designed, get to you in one piece. That's pretty important. We're going to add this extra fern spray for height also.
I love all the greens. It's just so fresh and nice. Reminds me of our style last year. What was that called? Oak moss?
Oak moss was one
So
of the
popular
favorites.
and beautiful.
And this year we will have a lot of our ferns and mosses in a collection called Secret Garden that hasn't been released yet, but all of the products that are forming that collection are online currently. What we like to do is just take all those products at the store and turn them into a really unique display that highlights everything we purchased for that collection together, and it's going to be the fun one. This is a unique stem. I have never had this one before. It's the Nandina that has this cluster at the top, and you can fan it out and separate it, get it to look nice and full. This also becomes the item that I use to pin my moss orb down. So this moss orb is meant as an ornament or a hanger. Here's a little, can you see this fishing line hanger? Plus some glue. We're going to lose this hanger, and I don't need it. Just pointing out it's there. And then we're using this piece to weave through. This is just to make it easy for you. We're going to weave this through here and pin it into our design foam. Let me apply a little bit of glue to my, you can use your glue gun or your pan glue. Isn't this a nifty trick? But this stem is the one I'm picking because it is a slick stem. You won't have to work hard to get this to go through the moss ball. It will easily go through the moss ball. And it will keep it in place for you. Just pins it right down. Okay, so this little twig, I noticed in the online photo, I wasn't excited about the photo because it looked very spindly. I like the twig and the Nandina to share some space up here and take the height. It looked like in the picture that it was a little separated and weird, but we're going to design it better than the photo for you today. Then we've got a pothos plant here. And the pothos is so realistic and lifelike. It has these nice glossy leaves, but it's going to come pretty clumped together. So make sure you open it up and shape it apart, get it to separate before you put it in your design. Seems a little easier to always pre-shape your plants in your hand before you put them in. It just has an easier time for you to decide how it needs to go. So for instance, this is the trailing part. We need the trailers to go down so the plant looks like it wants to orientate this way. I'm going to not put any glue on this, but just stick it right in the foam because that's a very large stem, and if you have glue, sometimes you can't get that to insert. The glue stops you, so I know it's stuck in there now. I've got it in there good and tight. You also have to soften up these plants a little bit and help them look natural by bending them to be as they would grow in nature. So this pothos, instead of sticking out straight, would certainly drop, and then once it hits the table, it would start creeping that way. So that is a natural shape for it to be in. Those extra finishing touches and details to shaping are what will make your designs look better. Okay, then we've got this really nice new product. It's a natural touch plant, the feverfew in green, or featherfew in green, and that little guy.
And we used the garland earlier, so this is the bush
He
version.
will snug up underneath here. Let me check that. It's almost like I want to lift the orb and let that fern, there we go. It's kind of tucking out from underneath it because the orb moves a little bit for us with the stem that's holding it in place. Got the idea there. And then the last item that we have remaining is the grass, which is just going to spike out of our pothos and add some texture. There we go. I don't want to stick that in there too far. I like it kind of spiking out. The grass isn't going to curve, it's just going to be spiky and straight, but that's okay. You get the idea. It breaks up the pothos nicely. And the color combo is just perfect for it. I think that that look is definitely different, and it's a good base to build off of if you want to add in some extra bulb plant stems, like the tulips when they arrive.
Iris would be cool.
Iris would look good. We do have iris in. Orchids would look great in here. Any other kind of bright color flower would just stand out perfectly on this all green background.
Very cool.
Simple. There we
Very,
are.
very cool. I love that. Okay, we are going to do another one in more of an everyday style, and then we will recap all the cool things that we've made, because she made a lot in this segment. So if you're just joining us, welcome to DIY Weekend, where we are live for 6 hours today, showing you all sorts of kits, which are basically the floral design version of paint by numbers. So we'll give you all the components that you need, and you'll recreate it at home. You can watch this video in replay and check out the photos online in order to recreate the piece. And you might just make something new and different with it. That'll be really fun. So that'll be awesome. I can't wait to see it. Need more water?
I will need more water.
You have your turntable. Do you need it?
I have it right here. Thank you.
Your little DJ table. The Lazy Susan has been renamed the turntable, and it just makes me laugh. Okay, we're going to do a nice little succulent design next. Love the natural look, Kathy says. So natural looking, Deborah said. Ruth said, is anyone shopping in store? Or are we all watching online? I've actually been noticing quite a few in-store orders.
I don't know what's happening at the store.
Coming through.
We're at the warehouse.
They're watching there too.
They have it on the TV. So hello everyone at the store. Hope you're all having a good day.
You ready
Let's
for
hold
a photo?
these items.
1, 2, 3, got it. Thank you. Oh, your eyes are closed. There, this one's open. Her eyes are always closed.
My special
Okay,
talent.
so this one is going to be the Chloe Succulent Centerpiece Kit. This kit is $55.
Okay.
On sale for $47. It includes the pink soft seed and pick.
This one.
Fluffy little thing. A block of floral foam. Sorry, this is in completely random order. The sage and red echeveria pick. A natural look bendy vine. The green purple soft echeveria. It's a different shape. A UV protect wormwood bush. The real touch echeveria pick. The coastal air fern pick. That's a different name. And a lightweight planter.
Okay.
Optional, listed and linked in the product description is some green sheet moss if you need it.
$9.50.
Perfect.
I'll have to ask you to go grab me some from under my design counter.
Do you need some? Okay.
Yes, I don't want to
And you
open
need
this
water.
bag. You need this bag, so I'm not going to open it. But there is green sheet moss is my preference for our succulent designs, because that way when there's air and you can see into the design, you see the moss and it looks intentional, so it doesn't look like you're missing something. This just needs to be cut basically the size of the bottom of the bowl or slightly larger. I've already pre-cut this little piece here. And then you want to make sure you get that glued in securely. The bowl's pretty slick, so your glue needs to be coated well here. Get lots of surface. It's a shatterproof bowl with a granite type finish, and it looks like stone, but it isn't. So there we go. This component is UV finish. These components are not. Now, if you put this outside and it was in direct sunlight, I would expect that it would fade. It's not that it can't be outdoors, because all of these products are plastic. It's just we're trying to make sure we know if we recommend items for outdoor use that I don't think they're going to fade quickly. And in my experience, succulents that are not UV coated fade quickly. So the wormwood bush is UV coated. These pieces are not, but we do have some succulents on the way that are UV protect. So that will be something to let you know about in the future. Okay, now she's got my moss. This is a nice big piece. This is about what you get in a package, is the equivalent of this much stuff. We get the high quality preserved sheet moss, and it's also dyed, so it is not that pale, dusty olive stuff. This is really high quality sheet moss, and the preserved helps it be less shattery. There we go. So we just tuck a nice sheet around here. Beautiful start to the design. Get these crumbs out of the way. We make a pretty good mess on design day. Thank you. Okay, so that's what you would use is about half of a piece of the brick, but you'll have extra for later. Okay, the Echeveria is the biggest item. I'm going to find a spot and poke him through the moss. And this stem insertion is going to be deep enough that I don't need to glue this guy. And I do want to keep my succulents low to the planter. I find that if they stick up too high, it doesn't look natural because succulents really just grow right on the ground in your planter. This one has gotten a lot of foam sticking to it. Okay, this wormwood bush, you could cut it apart. Option A. Option B, just fan it open, plant it in the middle, and let it move around as you design with it, because I think that works too. But if you want more control over where it ends up, cut it apart. This way it's just sort of spidering out multiple directions. And our Echeveria here is going to cluster. We kind of have 3 green items, so we're going to make a little triangle out of the 3 green items, and then we're going to do the peach and the pink opposite each other. So green, green, green. Can you see that? Forming a little bit of a triangle. And then these 2 pieces, it looks like we have choices where we'd like those to fall. Let's put this one back over on this side. We're keeping those stems pretty close to the surface. I'm going to cut this off a little shorter and tuck him in here. So that pretty much fills the bowl, but we're going to add some branches as an accent. This is a specific branch that comes in one piece. I'll unwrap it and show you how it started out. It's going to come wound up, covered in a plastic package, and when you open it, it is a directional piece that has one stem at the end, and then these parts fanning. So there's lots of ways this branch can go in your design. I like the fact that it adds texture and makes it unique and different. This is pretty, but it's basic, and we can give it some volume, we can give it some natural look to it, we can give it some interest. I'm just going to dip a little dot of glue back here, and we're going to weave this branch in. So I'm inserting it kind of into the side of the foam. You're going to have to get some elbow grease and wrestle this thing. It's a stiffer, the base of the wire is pretty stiff, but you can swirl it around, and then it has to just, it's going to have a mind of its own. You have to just work with it and figure out what is it wanting to do. This looks like it wants to swirl in a C curve here. So if we let it come around to the outside of the bowl even, it looks like I could secure it here to the branch. It's a bendy vine, so if I hook it into the starting branch and wrap the end around, it's going to hold itself in place. It's wired. This little wing here, we can control that and spiral it back in, and use your finger just to shape and form the wire. This piece, it's wanting to sweep over. Well, that looks nice. I like that idea. It gives it a little sheltering kind of effect. Maybe I will connect these pieces together to hold them. So this is where your creativity comes in, and there is no right or wrong, only what looks good to you. After all, you're the one who gets to look at it day after day, unless you're giving it away. So if it looks good to you, then it's perfect. And we have one last piece here. I'm sure this is coming out to look different than the photo that she provided, because this branch has just decided to shape itself this way today. So I've just secured the end of it, and it has created another little sheltering wrap over the top of my succulents. Now look how much more interesting that is with that one vine worked around there. It just gives it a high-end look, and it's more unique. It's okay when your moss shows. It doesn't have to be solid. The fact that the green moss is in there makes it intentional when you look into the design to see the depth and see the moss. It's not strange at all. So that would be a completed design as it turns out with me designing it, and you're going to work your stem a little differently, and it's going to come out a little differently too.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Fun kit.
I want to make sure you showed a lot in this part 2, so I wanted to make sure we kind of review it in case you missed it. Show you some of the designs that we had. And kind of just go back through them, I think.
Okay.
So you can see, because we showed a lot. So this was the vertical cherry blossom and tulip swag. We opted to switch the bow to a Valentine's bow instead of the Easter egg hunt bow, which was a fun idea because you can have Valentine's first and then go into the Easter styles next. This kit is available online as a vertical swag. And you're just going to go back and watch the replays to put these together.
Here's the suggested bow.
That's the egg hunt bow.
So this design is a drop-in, what we call a drop-in for this wall basket. This little drop-in could easily be standing in a vase as well.
Yes.
I just happened to use a little bendy vine to
I
wire
wonder
it to
if
the basket.
Does that work in the Polonia vase?
I think it would.
Because a lot of people have this Polonia vase. I think you could trim it and put it in that vase. Trim 2 inches off, and then it would fit in your Polonia vase. This is the small Polonia vase. You might have the large, and then it would fit perfectly.
And if you wanted a bow, that's the
cute.
egg hunt bow, if you love that style of bow.
I love that bow. That's a really cute bow.
The wall basket is sold separately. I think that it's about $35, and it does not have a tag on it, but the wall basket is a handy one. It looks amazing at Christmas, in the fall, every season of the year.
All the time.
And we continually restock it because it's very popular.
One of our favorites.
This is our 5-foot Clematis Garland. Isn't it beautiful? It's so nice and full. You've got your gorgeous lavender clematis tucked in there. This is spirea, some fun hydrangea in this really different green color. And this makes a great centerpiece, or you can see we had it on our fireplace. It's a good accent on top of your cabinets in your kitchen as well.
I like garlands too because I can move them around pretty easily every year to feel like it's something different and new. So I'll have some over my art, then over my mirror, then like this year I moved it to my entryway table. You can do that too, just switch it up, maybe on your kitchen island. This is the Lucky Clover centerpiece, kind of a fun little desk sit-around St. Patty's arrangement with our 3- and 4-leaf clover bush. That's so cute. And a little tiny St. Patty's bow.
We've got
the cutest little bow.
Another bow size option for you. There is a large St. Patty's bow on sale today as well. So if you have a wreath you'd like to add that to and do a coordinating look, the bows are now on sale 15% off, and that was just $13. Regular price. Okay, this design, was it called Taking Flight?
Yes.
And it is considered a drop-in also. You can see that I wound the bendy vine there to help support it in this vase, drape out and add a little interest. This is the suggested vase that we have linked in the product, but you can use your own vase at home.
Is there a tall Polonia vase in here, or we only have
I have
the
the tall, and it is currently on the floor to your right.
Oh, right there.
We also have this vase on sale, which is the Seiko vase, which is beautiful with it.
Yeah, it's helpful to see some vase options. Also, you are going to be making these, so you can make it to fit whatever vase you have at home.
That's true. And if you design right away in the vase, you can be sure it'll be a great fit. So this vase comes in 2 heights. We love that one.
That's the largest.
This
and then
vase
that's the
comes
large
in 2
Polonia.
heights. Looks great in there. These are all going to be different depending how the bark is. They turn the top part. They have bark at the bottom. You kind of are going to be surprised when you get it.
This is, what did you call this? The Blooming Kate centerpiece. Pansies, poppies, lily of the valley, some leather fern, some button fern, and a really cool little pot there. I love the texture on that. Terracotta, we determined.
It is. And this was a simple design with the featuring the Columbine flower. The bow is sold optionally. We do have other ribbon in our collection that would coordinate with this. I don't know that I have another bow pre-tied, but there's definitely some blue ribbon in our online store. And this bow is ready to go. Here's my notes that you can add on. And the tea leaf base is amazing. The way I've designed this, if you rewatch the video, shows how you can just pull these out later and change up your tea leaf wreath base and have a new look later on. And then lastly, we did this fun little Easter swag that seems like it has endless possibilities.
Yeah, it really
for
does.
designing with. We've hung it here on the lantern, but we started out laying it in the tray. It has these fun chocolate vintage look Easter eggs, and that forms a nice little swag that you can use in lots of different ways on a tray, on a table, or on a lantern. Did I show all of it?
I think you did, yeah. So we're done just a smidge early, but that is a-okay. We can show, where did I put the Boston ferns? Here. Someone earlier had asked.
A request about Boston
Yes,
ferns.
so we actually have time
Also a sale item.
to talk about it, because we have 3 styles, I determined, 3 sizes of these giant, giant ferns. So someone asked if we could show them, because the descriptions, it is hard to tell the size difference between them. So I'll just set these
So there's
back
3
here.
sizes here. Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. You want to check the tags?
So every year we sell out of Boston ferns. This year I have brought in what I feel will be enough for the season. We have a 26 inch, a 23 inch. Is that right?
I think you have to remeasure them. I remember we remeasured the different styles.
And the large one is saying that it is a, oh goodness. You're going to have to come read
Is
these
that the
item
biggest
numbers.
one?
They both
Here.
say 26, and that
Let me
can't be
come.
right. So
No,
I hope
we
they
remeasured them, I think. I'm just going to move this to the side so I
24.
can come stand next to you here.
So because our bushes and stems are all on sale, that makes these gorgeous ferns on sale for February 1st and 2nd only at 15% off. These are UV protected ferns. I choose this brand and this style because they have the most amazing detail in the center. So you can see that this new growth look in the middle here is quite realistic. They mix plastic and fabric to achieve that look. They also use 2 different tones, maybe more, of colors so that the new growth is brighter, the older looking growth is darker. They pre-shape themselves. This just came out of a package. You saw me open it. You can fan them out more with the wired stems, so you can actually give them more width and broaden the look. She's going to get a true measurement.
So this is the biggest one.
36.
Yeah, I would say 36.
It's really hard to measure these.
It is. Maybe like 17, 18. So that one, I'm going to type in the SKU on him, just so that way we have all the right ones. So we have a 23, a 26, and a, this says 26 though, and it's 36. So you see the confusion here.
Right, we're going to fix this all online.
Yeah.
So these are all part of our sale today. The garlands and the stems and the
Called it the giant.
bows and ribbons, along with vases. That's a lot of items on sale today.
Oh, it does say 36, just not in the title. So this is a UV Protect 36-inch giant Boston fern. The sale price today is $59. The regular price is $69. So you're getting $10 off today, February 1st and 2nd. That is a really big one. And then you have the 26-inch. Let's double check that measurement, shall we?
Show you another close-up again of the center.
Set that here. Okay. So big.
I think you have to go
Oh,
way out here.
No, that's much bigger. That's like 30. 30 would be, it's bigger. It's like 34. But it's more like a 30-inch.
Okay, let's go 30 on the
We're
conservative
going to say
side.
30, yes, because it's definitely bigger than 26 inches. So I will update the product description on that. That one, regular price is $44, on sale for $37.
I can't believe these are different item numbers. They look virtually the same to me.
I know. And then the tiniest one, wait, that's not it. Which one is it? This one. This is the tiniest one. He's more like 24, 26, 24 to 26, depending on shaping.
It's not very small, though.
No.
And that's
He's
the
just like a
smallest-
smidge smaller
the smallest of that type. Yes.
for $33. So that is all the Boston ferns. I'm going to drop a link to all of those.
Great. And that way you got to see them all.
Yes.
I'm going to run through some bows quick for you too.
I have them and I love them, Karma says. Got the swag. Rosalie got that one. Oh, and I'll drop a link for bows.
You Melt My Heart bow. Regularly $17.50. Fun combo. All these are 15% off today for the weekend, February 1st and 2nd. This bow is the My Endless Love bow. They are all the Valentine's bows ready to use, ready to go to change up your house a little bit. The Hearts on Fire bow, regularly $11. The regular price bow here was $12 for the Dazzling Hearts bow. This is getting used several times today. I'm sure we're going to need to make more of these little babies. This bow is called the First Day of Spring bow, regular price $12. We just talked about the Easter egg hunt bow, one of the most elaborate bows here, $14.50. There's also a larger version of this with more ribbon and a larger size. We did show you the large St. Pat's bow, regularly $13. And we have this fun bee bow from this morning that comes in two sizes as well, large and small. This is the smaller size for just $12.50 for the Be Kind bow. There's a bigger one, and I think online you'll find two sizes of the Monarch bow.
Yeah,
the small
that
and
one's the regular,
large.
and then there's also a small.
This is the small, and there's also a large, is what this says on here.
Okay.
It says small.
And we use the large one in our designs today.
Exactly. So then all of our ribbons, you're going to see a bunch of them just newly photographed yesterday. So all the photos online are updated, and we have gorgeous 3-inch ribbons, all put up in 10-yard bolts. These are going to be wired edge ribbons for the most part, unless they're very narrow. Then you're going to see some that are wireless, but these wired ribbons are going to be high quality, and most of them are outdoor safe anymore, so I don't worry about using them outside. So there's a lot of great ribbon available too, and the containers and bases that you can design in are endless. We carry hundreds of containers and bases. Some of the fun ones can include modern, metal, we have clay, we have terracotta, we have wicker and clay. They're all around me actually. If I wanted to show you a couple, I sure could. And those are all going to be 15% off as well. So take a look at the full selection, whether they're just decorator vases or you're putting designs in them. There's a nice variety, and every utility container, even the humble little design bowls, are all going to be 15% off, and we generally just don't discount those things. So this is a great opportunity.
I dropped a link to the Polonia vases. Someone was looking for that one. That's on sale.
Perfect.
So kits, stems, ribbons, and bows. And vases and planters are 15%
all
off
on
today.
sale. Wow. All right. I'm going to be back in an hour. So depending what time zone you're in, here where we're at, I will be back at 3 o'clock. And for those of you just 1 hour from now, catch up with me then. And we're going to run through a bunch more cool kits for you. Thanks, everybody.